everyone, Jem here and welcome to my creative space. Hey everyone, welcome back, and today we are working on day 10 of Dephemerember, and so this is an open collaboration run by Barbara 49 Dragonflies and Louise Heinzel, and today we're working on number 10, and the prompt is altered pocket and texture fragments. Now, I have to say, this one got me stumped. So I googled texture fragments, and what came up was really interesting. It was actually a set of really complex instructions that I figured out were for a graphics program, and so it was instructions how to create something that looked like texture fragments in your graphics creation program. So I thought that was interesting, but a lot of the instructions were for making things that looked like shattered glass, and I thought, oh, okay. So running with that, or sort of going down this rabbit hole, I googled some pictures of shattered glass and came up with the following one. Now, from that, I have created this. Now, this is a bit of a template, and this is actually on an envelope, it's a bit thicker than paper, but not really card, but it's nice and sturdy. So my idea is that I'm going to use this as a template and add lots of different textures. So here, this is my fragments of what's taken from a glass pattern, but so this is the fragments. I'm going to create lots of different textures on there using a variety of different things, and then I'm going to somehow turn this into a pocket. Now you can probably tell I'm kind of making this up as I go along, but hey, that's okay, but we'll see how we go. So my first step is I've drawn this out. I'm going to use this to collage lots of different textures on here. So I'm going to use some. Alright, so I've had a hunt around, and it's surprising when you start looking how many different textures you can find within quite a small space, really. And so I've got a variety of things. I've got some textured cardboard, I've got some handmade paper, I've got this, which is some kind of natural fibre that's sort of been made into a sheet. I've got an onion bag, which has actually got a lovely soft texture, quite unusual. And then I've got a scrap of silk. I've got a little square of woven fabric, almost like a cross stitch fabric, but not quite. I've got some good old bubble wrap. I've got a little piece of very fine silk which I'd felted some wool onto. That's a baby wipe. Kitchen paper, kitchen towel, drawer liner, that's more of the rubbery texture. And then if we go over this way, again, this is a woven, I'm not sure what kind of fabric, maybe a cotton of some kind. That's quite scratchy. And then I've got, actually this is a Christmas party hat, but you know, what do you call it, tissue paper, gift wrap tissue type paper, which I thought we could might be able to scrunch up and make some texture. And I've got an offcut of wool blanket there as well. It's one last thing that I'm going to dig out before I start, and that's some wool fibre which I use for felting. So I'm going to find that as well, and I'm going to use this template that I showed you just now, and I'm going to fill each of these triangles or squares, each of these shapes, with a different texture. Okay, so as you can see, that's all glued on, and I'm going to trim around the edge in a moment. I don't like how the glue is coming through this piece of silk. I mean, it is quite an interesting texture because it's gone hard, but I don't like it. So I'm going to see if I can find a different type of glue that will attach a piece of silk without leaving that mark. Alternatively, I am going to stitch this next, so I may just cut a piece to go over the top and stitch it on. I think that would probably be the best idea, so I'll cut that piece now. Ugh, more sticky. So I'm going to go and clean my hands up, get the sewing machine out, and I'm going to do some stitching to hold this all down, and again add an extra layer of texture as well. Alright, so there you go. You can see that I've stitched all around each of those different fragments now. Actually, I've missed one there, so I'll go back and do that. What I've got to do now is to, in some way, so I've got texture, I've got fragments, I've now got to turn this into some kind of pocket. So I opened the envelope out to stitch that, so I've still got the two pieces, so I might be able to use this to form some kind of pocket. And I've got to put it into my journal, so I'm going to have a little think about that. I will just do this last piece of stitching here and come back and see what we think. Right, so my idea is to cut along here and along here, and then I'm going to put this back and I'm going to stitch through the double layer, and I'm going to make a couple of pockets like that. So I've never done anything like this before. Let's see if it works. So I'm going to grab a little ruler. I'm going to slice right through there, but not quite to the end. So then that should make a little pocket there, and I'm going to do the same here. There. So my theory is that I will make one pocket here and one pocket here, and in order to do that I'm going to finish these edges that I've just cut, and then I'm going to put the two together and stitch all the way round. Right, so I've zigzagged down those two raw edges that I made, and now I'm going to fold that second piece back under, and I'm going to go all the way around the outside, and I'm also going to come down here and across here to make the pockets. Okay, so what I've done, I doubled that back over, and I have created a little pocket here and a little pocket here, and it's stitched here to here, so this pocket only goes down to here and this one comes to here, so hopefully you can see that. And I have stitched this piece down so that it doesn't come up. Now that's all very well and good. What I feel is it needs a little something like a tab or something to indicate that these are indeed pockets, and so I've torn a couple of little pieces of silk, and my idea is to attach these just to the edge of the pocket to act as a bit of a tab. And I've also found a couple of little different colour purple buttons which I thought might look nice as well, but of course I can't do that on the sewing machine because I've doubled it over already. So I'm going to grab a needle and thread and just hand stitch those
so there we
down.
go. I'm not absolutely sure what constitutes an altered pocket, but hopefully that's as altered as it needs to be. So we've definitely got the textured fragments here, and I think an altered pocket. I guess the last thing is to see where it's going to fit in our journal. So let's have a look. Now I was wondering, about in here, and as I say, because also this looks textural, doesn't it? So I'm thinking I might put it in there. And I'm wondering whether just to run the sewing machine down this edge so that it actually flips out as well. Do you know what? I'm going to call that a day for now. I'm going to think about how to attach it to my journal. But for now, here we go. This is prompt 10, altered pocket and textural fragments, I think was the, let me have a look, let me double check that. Yeah, altered pocket and texture fragments. So there we go, folks. That's my interpretation. Hope it's been interesting for you. If you like what you see, please do flip me a thumbs up below. I really appreciate that. Let me know that you're enjoying what I do, or not, as the case may be. But for now, that's all for today. We will see you again tomorrow for prompt number 11. So ka kite anō.